So today we're doing another VOD review, and it's for Lixia, and I know Lixia's really sweet. She's in this game, at least, is in high diamond, low plat, or sorry, high plat, low diamond, if that makes more sense. She says, I was playing Mercy and I think I did good. We won, so that's really good. Spoilers though, what the hell? I feel bad for my Anna. She kept dying around the second half. First point on Junkertown. Didn't know if it was my fault, us as a team, or hers. I'll take a look at the Anna if it really seems like we need to look into that. It looks like we've got some mirror comp going on a little bit. Just, you know, there's two Zaryas, two Mercies. You've got the benefit of an Anna, which means you've got anti, which means you've got Nana, which means you've got sleep. That can be really good. Zarya is probably one of the best counters to Ana. You know, the best tank counter to Ana for the most part, considering, you know, she has her own cleanse. And if you react fast enough with your shield, sleep won't be an issue. Same thing with BAP. Like in Overwatch 1, if there was an Ana, we didn't have Kiriko, obviously, so if she was really causing issues, sometimes just going, like, getting a Zarya and a BAP are a great way to problem solve, so we'll see how that goes. So the main issue I see here to begin with is that, like, you just shouldn't be playing Mercy, really. Now, and sometimes people get upset with me for this, and I think it just comes down to the issue with one-tricking outright. Like, I think if you truly are like, but I could play Mercy here, like, you're one-tricking, because although you could play Mercy here, she's not the hugest benefit. Now this could change later on, but right now you definitely can't pocket a Tracer. That's just not going to be logical. There's not much worth into pocketing a Zarya, ever. I mean, she gets her own charge, she gets her own damage, and you're just not really meant to be with tanks. And Hanzo can already one-shot just fine on his own. He doesn't really benefit from a pocket. You're not providing a lot of value, and this is high plat, low diamond, so this is around the time where it kind of starts to matter a lot more, like the characters you play, how you play them. Like, I feel like there could be a lot of other options that could add benefits here. Now, of course, there's no Ana, so what you would actually play here, I mean, you could go in for like a counter, but even off the bat, if I were to like see this team comp, I would maybe, if I wanted to damage amp, I'd probably go Zen instead. Kind of just stick with my Ana and just, you know, melt people down with Discord Orb. That can be really helpful because you've got Tracer that can dive and you can kind of help her out a little bit more with that. Okay, that was a bit awkward. Did you like zone out? What's happening? And why are we with Zarya? We're out in the middle of the open. So the big thing with Junkertown is it's an easy map to get held at first point, to get held at spawn in lower ranks, because everyone plays up here. And if you're not playing safely, intelligently, you're gonna experience issues. So being in this area for Mercy is just 100% a no-go. When you're like with someone, you should either be in this safety here. The stairs are a great safe place. Being up here in this corner here, there is no reason to ever be down out in the open. And I already feel like we're not going to see good consistent pocketing. We're not going to see good pocketing choices because your default damage is with Zarya, not who we should be with. Then we're going to top up our Tracer. Okay, fine. If there was anyone I would stick with here, it would be Hanzo, because at the very least, he still gets damage off Storm Arrows. And at the end of the day, you really just, if you're like, I can't get value off any of the DPS, you shouldn't be playing Mercy, because Mercy at the end of the day is not going to be providing the same value pocketing a tank, especially because when you're pocketing a tank, you're going to want to heal them. We saw you heal them. That's taking away from your Ana, who has, not number one, like the best kit in the game, and number two has like the best ultimate in the game. Nano Boost is game changing pretty much every time it is used. You can't get around it. She's a busted fucking character. You have to let her do her thing, you know? So I'm already a little bit worried. We're seeing a lot of like defaulting to heal. We're out in the open a lot. Like, you kind of landed here. I want to show you this. You need to be spatially aware. So you came to rest here. Do you think that you're in cover right now? Because I'll tell you right now, you're very much not. And the only thing, like, stopping you from being hit is probably just general competency. This is like it's still like metal rings. You're not gonna get much competency, but you just shouldn't be standing out in the open here. We're still just like beaming randomly. So let me not reiterate. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this definitively. Mercy is a pocket support. What that means is she has a primary target that she is defaulting to. When she goes to support someone else, it is because they are either in danger, her primary target is dead, or because they have something that could provide value with damage boost. For example, if there's an Ashe and a soldier, and her primary target is the Ashe, and then soldier pops visor, go in and damage boost the soldier visor, then go back to your Ashe. Or you're pocketing your Cassidy, but then your Ana is getting dove. You go and you heal and damage boost your Ana until she can either, like, you know, until they retreat, or you kill the person diving her. If you are just beaming willy-nilly, regardless of what percentage you have for damage boost, you're still having incredibly low uptime for damage boost because you are damage boosting willy-nilly. You get far more value by sticking with one target than you do for swapping between each individual target. Number one, because DPS characters are always going to benefit more from damage boost because they already deal higher damage, and damage boost has always caused breakpoints. Now, granted, damage boost has thankfully been finally nerfed, so these breakpoints aren't as much of an issue, but they still, like, damage boost provides a lot more. Your DPS are the ones getting limbs because they have the highest damage. Damage boost adds to that. It makes their lives easier. It provides more for the team. When you're just, like, beaming all over the place, whatever the hell you want, that's a massive issue because the uptime for damage boost is much lower than. Your Hanzo's also, like, low. Like, you could go help him. Where are you? Why are you here? Let's rewatch that again. First of all, we're once again just sitting out in the open. You're panicking clearly. Okay, fine. Why did we fight a Tracer? And you immediately realize it was a mistake. Unless Tracer is easily reachable, easily helpable, you leave her. There are certain characters where it's not your job to help them, it's not your job to heal them, because if you do that and they're in a bad place, you could just end up both dying, and it's just not worth that. Ana, if Tracer peeks, Ana can easily heal her from far away. You would have to get closer to her. Sombra and Tracer are never ever Mercy's priority, and frankly, if you as a Mercy player are ever pocketing them, you are terrible. I'm not saying that to you, Lexi. I'm saying, like, in general. I know you wouldn't, like, go and pocket a Tracer. What you need to be doing here, especially because there's a Cassidy, a hit scan character that, if competent, could actually, like, you know, deal some damage to you, and there's a Junkrat Witch Gem. They can one-shot from pretty far away, especially if they're decent, so be careful. You should be playing safe. You should be playing in cover. There is no need for you to be flying all over the place. So much of everything that you could have been done from a singular safe location. I think from these stairs right here, you could have done basically everything you've already done, which granted is not much because you keep swapping targets, you keep getting, like, confused. We mess up our movement here, we do an unnecessary super jump. Fine though, you know, I love to see some... Why are we up in the air? So, first of all, we never should have gone up in the air, and going up in the air here is unfathomable to me as a logical choice to make. So as soon as this happened the first time, as soon as you went up into the air and we're like, oh shit, the Cassidy who has Hinder and is a hit scan, and the Baptiste who is a pretty decent damage dealer for support and is also hit scan, is up here, I should not be in their line of sight. That should be the first thing you think. I don't mind you going up here, you know, I'm still, like, you are relying on movement too much, and we've already seen your movement fail you a few times. There's been a lot of awkward GAs. You've hit your head. You've been left out in the open because you made a mistake while GAing. So you need to be relying more on better positioning if you cannot reliably, you know, dodge things and move smoothly. In general, right now, we need to make an effort to not be up, to just not be flying in general. Just stand still, almost, is what... And what I mean by that is, well, number one, we should not be going in right now. But what I mean by that is when you're launching yourself up into the air repeatedly over and over again, you're increasing your likelihood to be seen. If you just stood, and pocketed, you would be doing infinitely better in terms of safety. Now, I don't know why we're shooting the bubbled Mercy right now. The bubble that's not helpful to your team, and it's not very productive. And once again, there's a lot of needless GAing going on. You are wasting a cooldown, and you're also using movement with it, which extends that cooldown. There is no reason to be continuously super jumping, and an over-reliance on super jumping is going to be your downfall, especially once you get to higher ranks. Okay. No. Absolutely not. You watched 3 of your teammates die. The only 2 people left are you and Tracer, and you res your Hanzo. What you should do here is say, uh-oh, my whole team is dead. Tracer and I have movement abilities. Let's fall back. I can understand, you know, oh, let's get away with the ult. Not the end of the world. As soon as your 3 teammates died, including your tank and other support, you immediately say, fuck that. You need to, it's just fuck that, and you fall back. There is no world where you would stay and res. Because it's, number one, their whole team is alive. So right now it is 2v5, you've made it a 3v5. They are not threatened by you right now. And we're about to just watch, like, your Hanzo immediately gets taken out again. The only reason you get out of here is because of ult. And even then it was pretty lucky because your teammates came back from respawned in time. Otherwise you would have been dead because you're out in the open. Okay. And once again, we're seeing this, like, over-reliance on movement, and it's not being done consistently well. Yeah, you're continuously hitting your head, you're kind of, like, unsure of where you're going. I would say that res wasn't super needed. Okay, let's see you fuck up this Mercy. I'm excited. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. I think you're dead here unless your Ana can hit a shot. She cannot. Okay. There you go. Nice. Yeah, fuck that Ana. She was not hitting a shot on you. That was a clean... Okay. Okay. Nice. We shouldn't be up in the air. Okay. Nice. Why are you going in? In what world is that? No. I'm gonna say this. As Mercy, know your place. Doing things like this, especially once you get to higher ranks, imagine the team starts coming back from spawn. They're already more intelligent. They are better at things like rollouts, things like that. You just walk out here alone and then walk over here. That Ashe, if she had gotten back any faster, you're getting gunned down. And this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, this worked here in this rank, but if you genuinely want to rank up and do better, you can't play like this. You're playing for, like, this rank. I mean, some of these people are idiots. Like, I don't even understand how this is Plat anymore. Like, oh, what was that? Did you, like, up your sense for a second? Okay. Also, the continuous heal beam when we can see that their full health is not needed. Just stop toggling heal. Stop it. There's no reason to right now. We're getting a little overconfident. And we kind of got sat down. I don't blame you. Sometimes we go for it. But especially when it comes to ranked, I usually play a lot safer. And when it comes to getting picks, especially ones where like you have to go up on high ground, pull out your gun, they're already ready for you. Like, unless they're, you know, low health, it's not gonna work out for you. I think this is your first death though, so good job staying alive. Interesting. So I usually don't recommend ulting like this because you don't know what's going on outside. The only time I would really do something like this is if I saw like a lot of my team on crit and I knew I could like get to them in time. But I mean, your Ano's alive, your only person low is Zarya, and we don't know the situation going on out there is if this ult is going to be impactful. Obviously, we can see one of them is dead. They're kind of like far, but is this going to be one of those things where this ult does something where it provides anything in terms of eliminations or anything like that? Like, I wouldn't recommend ulting out of spawn. This wasn't really necessarily too bad of an ult. We got some decent value. There was plenty of damage was going on, but I never recommend ulting out of spawn unless, you know, there's something going on, like you need to get back to point for contesting, or you know you can get back in time to... Nice, that was a good bubble. Good ult from the Tracer. Again, why are we standing in front of the Ashe? You heard her, saw her, and stared at her for far too long. We're also unsure of our beam target still. Ooh, hit our head a little bit. But nice shot picking up the health pack. You know where health packs are. That's really good to see. You did a great job getting out. Okay, nice. Okay, so we're on defense now. We have the same comp so far. So once again, we're going to see you not even pocket anyone. Yeah, so once again, no pocket. I don't know why we're on the Tracer right now. Okay. We shouldn't have fallen there. We shouldn't be flying up in the air. We should be resting in a safe location behind cover. Usually when I am on defense on this map, I'm either here hugging this wall, or I am here hugging this wall, or I am here hugging this wall, because I'm usually with a DPS on high ground. When we get pushed back, I might be hugging this corner. Sometimes I even kind of go like back here. You shouldn't be flying up in the air. I don't know why on earth we're doing this. We seem to be confused on where the Tracer's located. Get out of there. It's not worth it. Oh. Okay, well that hook was just bullshit, but it's still repercussions for your actions. Crap. But good job getting out. Why do we go back in? Lord knows. I mean, excellent pick, but we need to get out. Yeah, you need to be up with your Hanzo. Good job getting up there. Can we play for cover? Do not res. Okay. Well, thank God the enemy team is stupid. That's really all I can say there, because we've got like 3 alive here, and they just let you do that in front of them. Granted, Hog didn't have hookups, but I was expecting you to like at least die or get dealt a lot of damage and die afterwards, but they're just stupid. So that wasn't really a good play. That was enemy team stupidity, which is common. God, what is... I feel like your sensitivity has gotten like faster or something. Okay, well, we need to stop GAing like straight up in the air. It's just not worth it. There's no reason to be doing it. There's a far more logical and better alternative. And you'll notice that you do this with almost every single GA. Almost every single GA, you GA straight up into the air. And I've gone over this with so many Mercy players. This is a crutch that you should not have. If every single GA you do ends with you going up into the air, whether it be a crouch GA or whether it be a jump GA, it does kind of look like you're just spam crouch GAing. Like, so there's an over dependency on crouch GA. There's an over dependency on regular, flick super jump. And it's a crutch that I've seen a lot of low rank Mercies have, where they are introduced to this mechanic and then they abuse the shit out of it. I've seen it with more like mid rank where it's more backwards GA. And here's the thing, when I'm playing quick play, there's sometimes where I'm just kind of crouch GAing a lot more. This is comp. You want to get better. Crouch GA is a great tool. It allows you to get height faster. If you're using jump GA a lot, it's great. You get a lot of great, like slingshot is excellent. It's an excellent movement. But when you're just going up in the air over and over again, it is a massive issue. Mercy and support in general is largely about positioning Positioning is massive to supports. Positioning so you get the most value, so you are the safest you can be while helping your team the most. Your movement is not positioning. Your movement will not save you if you are playing like an idiot. This reliance on movement is not helping you, it's a hindrance. Like, we are just up in the air for no fucking reason. Like, these movements are awkward. You can tell that you're panicked, and that's not a good thing. I want to see, great job contesting, by the way, but I want to see more confidence when it comes to GA. I want you to, but at the end of the day, that, ooh, I don't know why your sense like randomly gets really like janky, but I want to see better positioning because that is going to massively help. Great hook dodge. I think that was a hook dodge. Why are we rezzing out in the open? In what world? Any competent team in any high rank is going to punish you for that. And I think some people sometimes kind of miss this point, like, okay, well, it worked out. Okay, well, why does it matter that this was a bad play? In the end, it worked out. No one looked at me. Like, the point that I always try to make is that if you truly believe that you deserve a high rank, or if you want a high rank, you need to be playing for that rank. So, okay, fine, you're in gold right now. If you truly believe that you are going to make it to GM and you want to be GM, play like you are in a GM lobby. I'm not saying you're bad necessarily. I'm just saying, like, these decisions are not great decisions, and they are made because of an over-reliance on the team to be stupid. I mean, it's unfortunate but true. I mean, this Echo's doing a great job hunting you down, and you're doing a great job dodging that. So this is excellent. Like, there is still an over-reliance on crouch GA. I'm still seeing an over-reliance, and you constantly res out in the open. You just res on cooldown with zero regard for safety, and that is a massive issue that I see from a lot of Mercies. And you've gotten away with it continually, and frankly, you should not. You deserve to be punished for this. You should not be allowed to get away with this. But this is a consistent issue I see with most middle rank Mercies, and it's something that I bring up a lot, especially with res, is they make really bad decisions in terms of res, but because for some reason enemies are not willing to follow up and they rarely punish, they think that this was a good res or that they got away with something. I wouldn't 1v1 a Junkrat ever. Not unless I had a death wish, and now now I would get so tilted. Oh. I mean, at least no one was there. Not the worst res. I would have rather you looked first before going in and resing. Like, see, oh, is anyone there? But you kind of just stared at the soul and zeroed in on it and just immediately went for it. But, you know, it worked out. No one was there. Not the worst thing in the world, but I really wish more thought was put into this. We're also just, once again, up in the air, and we're getting melted because of it. You should have died there. And you did die there. And it's because you were up in the air getting absolutely melted, because you have very little regard for positioning. Don't, like, why? Okay, well, that hog is an idiot. And this is just proof that you're only getting away with these things because the team is bad. If that hog had functioning brain cells, he would know how long res takes for the person to stop being immortal, and he would have immediately hooked the Ana right after you resed her, and she probably would have been dead. And that's the issue with this. Part of risky resing is, it's not just successfully getting away with like a res where it's like, oh, I'm in front of the enemy team. It's making sure that the person you res fucking gets out of there. When you go in and res someone in the middle of everything and then ditch them, or res someone with very little utility to get out and then ditch them, you know, worse. Like, especially when you know there's a hog, she probably would not have gotten out of that if that hog had any functioning capacity within its brain. It's just not a good res. Ana's valuable member, and I can understand wanting to res her, but when the whole team is right around the corner and hook exists, like, it's just not a good res. You know, and I've let up on this a lot, but your continuing pocketing of a Zarya is just another nail in the coffin on, like, the fact that you are playing at this rank, and I don't believe that at this point you deserve higher than this rank. There's just not a world where you should be pocketing a tank. And granted, there's people that are going to get rewarded for pocketing tanks, but those are boosted players who are playing badly and have a lot of people who hate them in higher ranks because they are not playing in a helpful, good, constructive way, you know? Like, it's not Oh my god. What is going on? Now we res in front of everyone, we just kind of look at them. For some reason, not a single person on that team gets eyes until after you complete the res. I truly cannot stress enough, you are only getting away with this because the enemy team is dog shit. Holy shit. Sometimes I just cannot fathom. Yeah, but I mean, whew, nice job getting out. You're dead anyway. Yeah, that sucks. You definitely do put a good effort into contesting, and that's definitely really good to see. There's just like some bad decisions made along the way. That was not a bad res. I mean, it could have been done without the added GA cooldown, but not bad. You can get out of that window. You did that at the wrong angle, and you shouldn't be pressing up against that window. Okay. You're also right out in the open. Remember that. Valk does not make you invincible. Like, if you're floating out in the open, people will look at you. People can shoot you. You're not invincible. Okay. Okay. Go. Okay, good. You're standing out in the open. Nice. Okay, I'm sure they're gonna contest a little bit. No, they're probably not gonna. Oh. Maybe they are gonna be able to make it in time. No, I don't think so. Oh, no, they are. Okay, put the gun away. Put the gun away. Okay, that's, Please, please, please. What is... You are a nano, and you're not even going to point. Listen, when a nano happens, you should try to get value out of it. Even if you can't do much with it, at least go help your team. Put the gun away. Focus on, yeah, supporting. Okay. So, we kind of saw the same issues throughout. Obviously, you'll improve and you'll do better and you'll rank up, but with your gameplay right now, it's not one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna climb through these ranks swiftly and great job. It's more of, we got here and let's work on the things before we get any higher. So first of all, I tried not to focus on this too much because I saw like right from the beginning it was going to be throughout and there was just no point to continuously comment on it, but you pocketed your tank the whole time. As someone who secondary is Ana, it is incredibly frustrating to play with a Mercy that continuously is healing your tank. You shouldn't have been pocketing your tank, and Mercy was just not needed here. One tricks are going to make the argument until the end of time that I'm so good at this character that it makes up for the fact that I don't know how to play anyone else. And I will argue time and time again, no, it fucking doesn't. It never ever will. Characters require team comps. You cannot force any character with every single team comp. And Mercy especially is a very team comp specific hero. You had no one to pocket. Your damage boost uptime was pretty low because you were pretty focused on healing. Like, I'm sure you had a decent damage boost percentage stat. 16 minutes, you should have had like 2k to 3k damage boost in that time at the least. I doubt you got over 1.5k. And you weren't trying to damage boost anyone consistently aside from your Zarya. That percentage stat does mean something. It does. If you are like 50-50ing every game, if you are like doing more healing than damage boosting every game, that is an issue. But if you're going like 70% damage boost and 30% healing every game, but you're still like maxing out at like 1.5 damage boost, there is an issue. It means you're not actually utilizing damage boost uptime properly. Now, at the end of the day, you playing Mercy here was not a huge detriment. For this, it wasn't really, you didn't really add much, but you didn't really subtract much, so it wasn't a huge deal. But I do think other characters would have helped more, could have been more impactful. I will always go back to Zen. I think he's so strong, he's so helpful, he can add a lot. You need to be focusing on your DPS target, and even if you are going to be playing Mercy every game, you shouldn't be pocketing your tank. Hanzo is still a more helpful and more viable damage boost target than the Zarya. I also saw no position. There was no effort to position. You were never in a safe location. There was a massive lack of positioning. You were consistently GAing, consistently you were in the air. Almost every GA ended with you up in the air, and that is another massive issue for me. So many people get blindsided, just like get so focused in on the movement aspect of Mercy, and they view that as her only tool. The main issue here is that once you get to higher ranks, any competent enemy is going to see you floating around with no cover, just flying around and hoping, I hope no one has the competency to track me, and you're gonna get shot out of the sky. You could be the best movement player in the world. If you can't fucking sit in a good location, it doesn't matter. Like, if a teammate is up here and you're pocketing them, you shouldn't be bouncing up and fucking down over here, like up in the air, down in the air, just over and over and boing, boing, boing. You should be sitting here, pocketing them in a safe location. I'm gonna give you a couple different locations for each scenario. In these scenarios, I'm going to be only using the examples of where DPS will be standing. You can either stand here, and you can either pocket them when they are standing here, or when they're standing here. A lot of times I usually default over here. Here, just remember that hugging walls is what keeps you safe. If you're standing out like this cover is negated. It only works because you're hugging a wall. Now, if a DPS falls back, say the payload is like right here, you can start pocketing from these stairs here. You can even pocket from down here if they're up here. You can often stand behind here very easily, behind here very easily. There is so much cover, and if you are not utilizing it properly, you are massively undermining your own value. Up here, you can stand here, you can stand here. I am almost never out in the open unless there is a need to be. If I can be in cover and safely do my job, I will choose to do that. And that's what's going to help you most of all. If I were to like give you a GM account and pop you into a game, you would be massively punished for this gameplay style. The biggest things are positioning and target priority. I am seeing that your movement is not strong. I apologize. I really don't want to be mean. I'm seeing a lack in consistency. You are up in the air way too much. Of course, we've talked about this over-reliance on being up in the air. I want to see you focus more on positioning. But I'm also noticing that a lot of times when you're trying to escape, when you're trying to slingshot, you hit your head. And of course, you know, there's times where this happens. There's times where we all fuck up movement, but it was like quite a few times. And considering how your over-reliance on like crouch GA and stuff, I am worried about like how much variety you have to your movement and what your actual capacity in movement is. But overall, I know this is a lot to give you. In terms of where to start, try to use GA as few times as possible in a game. If you need to GA, you need to GA. Don't think to yourself like, don't GA unless I need to. Like, try to challenge yourself that way, and don't do this in like a comp game, you know, do it in a quick play. Practice that. Focus on positioning, focus on only GAing when it benefits you and not just GAing to GA. And once again, I will reiterate that it doesn't matter how you play. Do what you want, do what you enjoy, have fun, but if you want to rank up, these are the tips that I will give you, and I'm going to tell you that you're not playing a character well. If you want to rank up, this is how you should be playing, this is what's going to benefit you. Have fun, but if you want to rank up, this is what I recommend.